What do you do if you're in an accident and you find out that the driver that hit you doesn't have insurance coverage? This happens in one of two ways. Sometimes people let their policy lapse. They miss a payment, they miss the notice that comes in the mail, and they just end up without coverage somehow. Sometimes they just never buy it in the first place, which is crazy, but it happens. The thing that you need to know is that as long as you have coverage of your own, you're going to be okay. Because every policy in Virginia that I've ever seen comes with uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. And what does that mean? That means that your insurance company is going to step into the shoes of the other driver's insurance company and pay your claim. And don't worry, the other driver's not going to get off scot-free, because when your insurance company is done paying your claim, they're going to sue that driver if they have any money and try to collect and recoup themselves. The last thing you need to know about that is that your insurance premiums will not go up because it's not a crash, it's your fault. So in Virginia, there's a statute that says if the crash is not your fault, your insurance company can't raise your rates. Okay, so now that we know that we're going to be okay, how do we make a claim against our own insurance company? Well, it's fairly simple to make the claim with these. We just call them up and we tell them we've been in a crash, supply the police report. The insurance company will run the VIN number and they'll look in a big insurance database and see whether the driver maybe had insurance coverage, just didn't have it on them right then. Or maybe they have it through somebody else who lives in their house. Or maybe they have it through a car, but they weren't the owner of the car, right? Maybe they were driving their friend's car. A lot of places that your insurance company will look or will help you look to see whether the driver did in fact have insurance coverage. But if they didn't, then your claim is going to be against your company, and it's going to proceed much in the same way that your claim would have proceeded if we were going against the other guy's insurance company, right? The money is just going to come from a different entity. This makes people uncomfortable. This makes people feel weird. Why are we making a claim against my insurance company? Well, the reason is if we don't make a claim against your insurance company, you are not going to get any dollars at the end of the case, right? And so usually having that conversation flips how they feel about it. So the things that you need to know is that in that situation, your insurance company is not your friend, right? If you have Allstate, you're not in good hands. If you have State Farm, they're not a friendly neighbor to you. They're now adversarial to you. And the insurance adjuster's job is to deny, discount, and delay payment on your claim because they have a duty to protect their dollars, right? Doesn't feel good, but they do. And that's what they're going to do in your case. And so you're going to be adversarial to them much in the same way that you would be if it was the other driver's insurance company. And much of the process is the same. We're going to get them the police report. We're going to get them your medical bills and records. We're going to get them lost wages. And we're going to be negotiating with them the same way that we would if they were the other driver's insurance company, all while thinking about what is this case worth if it went to trial in a courthouse in our county. Because that's how these cases are judged. You might hear about some wild verdicts out west somewhere in California. In Virginia, we don't really have that many wild verdicts. In fact, I had the largest verdict in the state in 2022 for auto accident cases. It was only $4.3 million. So while it is life-changing money for my client, most cases are going to be less than $1 million. Most cases are not worth enormous amounts of money. And your insurance company is going to do all of the things that the other guy's insurance company would do. They might send somebody out to surveil you. They're going to comb through your medical records to see if there was any time that you said you felt better. They're going to comb through your prior records to see if you had previous pain in your neck or your back or your knee, whichever part of your body is hurt in this crash. They're going to look for that big insurance database that we talked about and figure out if you had any claims 5, 10, 15 years ago, either for auto accidents, for workers' compensation, or for slip and fall somewhere. The insurance company has access to enormous amounts of data, and through the use of AI, they're now better and faster at finding previous claims. So it's important that you be honest and upfront with your lawyer, because the things that your lawyer knows, they can protect you against. But if your lawyer doesn't know that you had a previous claim 3 or 5 or 7 years ago to the same part of your body, they can't do anything to protect you from it. They can't use it when they're evaluating your case. Many people want to know, can I sue the driver for not having insurance? Not having insurance is not something that you can sue the driver for. You get a recovery from your insurance company or from their insurance company. You don't have a private right of action against them just because they were driving without insurance. That's between them and the state of Virginia. And the other thing is, most people who don't have insurance, they don't have a lot of dollars in the bank to satisfy a judgment if you got it anyway, right? So even if you sued them for excess of the policy limits and you got a huge verdict, most of the time, the guy who's driving the 98 Corolla and doesn't have his own auto insurance, doesn't have any dollars to satisfy your judgment anyway, and so that's a waste of time, money, and effort. What you need to know if you're making an insurance claim with your own insurance company is how to evaluate cases. We've got a couple other videos on this channel about exactly how to evaluate an auto accident settlement, walking you through step by step the processes that we use in our law firm to collect all the data, figure out what a case is worth, and negotiate with an insurance company. And so if you like this video and you've gotten some value out of it, hit that subscribe button, check out the other videos. And if you've got a problem, if you've got an insurance claim with an underinsured or an uninsured driver in Virginia, give us a call. We'd be happy to help.